Okay, folks, happy Friday evening. Working on our next vehicle here. It's going to be the Bimbo Bomber. And just kind of trying to put some pieces together. I saw this immediately when I saw this in the store. I'm like, oh, gotta do it. I just named it immediately. I just grabbed it off the shelf. I already knew what I was going to call it. So we're going to add. Actually, I don't know why this really isn't fitting here. It looks like it'd be the right size. Let me see if I've got one of these that does not have something behind it, and see if that fits a little better. Yeah, might have to cut it down. Maybe that's what the problem is. I gotta cut this thing down. Now the bottom of it is flat. I shouldn't really want that curvature there. It'd probably be all right if I just glued it like that. Let me try to reduce this a little bit. See if it'll close a little better on it. I need a little bit of a height advantage on this thing. Yeah, it doesn't glue well to this. It doesn't glue well to this back. I glued that this morning and tried to be really careful about it. It just does not take well to this surface. It's just a little too slick. But let's see if this fits a little better. It fits better, but still. And it came open like this. It didn't even have a windshield or anything. Like you're just driving around and enjoying the fresh air. There's like literally no. I guess they just want it modeled away as. I guess this is like a Matchbox version of the the girls' toy, and it's open like this so they can put the dolls in. But there ain't no doll in this one. Just some crazy bitch. Yeah, it actually has this. It's really pretty cool. It opens up here, and there's actually like a place setting and chairs and stuff like that. We don't want all that. That's gonna stay closed. That's gonna stay closed. I wanted to do something up here, but I guess maybe I can't. Maybe I'm not able to do that. Let's uh, let's pull this apart. Why is it catching on something? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, maybe this guy. That's what it is. It got glued here a little bit. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting to take this apart, but I think I'm going to have to if we're going to put some kind of a mesh covering or something like that in here. Let's see what this. Yeah, that looks like ass. That's not going to work. All right, we need to think outside the box here a little bit. Let's go ahead and put this thing back together. Yeah, that's how it is. It wasn't difficult to put in there. And I'm undecided whether or not it's going to have armor on it, additional armor, like the actual armor skill. It's a bomber, so I figure it's going to have drop mines. It's only 1 point. The mortar, I'm going to make it a swiveling mortar, and that's going to be 12 points. So right off the bat, it's going to have to go into the elite vehicle category, so to speak. The vehicle that's got more damage points. So the 35-point category. So the truck, I'm considering this a truck. It's 15 points. If I put armor on it, that's 19. Mine dropper, we're at 20. Mortar makes it a 12 more, so that's 32. So we'd probably just have freaking grenades for the rest of it. For the other 3 points, that's a lot of grenades. This thing's gonna blow sky high. But I'd like to. I wouldn't mind having a second mortar, but I don't have any vehicles with a mortar. So this is going to be the one that has the mortar on it. Okay, there's a little bumps here. We're going to put it back here. Back here in the back. Turreted. All right, so we're going to, what is a mortar? Does a mortar have blast? I don't remember. No, it's just indirect. Okay. It's 46 and it's indirect. Only 3 ammo. Okay. So that's going to be here. I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side. And see if we can do something with a front window, because what I had done didn't quite work. Now, I'm not opposed to just cutting a piece of plastic that fits that and put like little slots and stuff in it. Like this basically fits. Might have to adjust it a little bit. Where's my pencil? Cut a little bit there. And a little bit there. Okay. Now we'll take a look at it, see if it fits better. It does not. All right. Still, it's kind of like kicked back. If I do it like, I think I need to, we're good on the bottom. I just can't push it all the way up against that. So is it catching here? No, let me remove a little bit from the top. Yeah, something like that. Just a little bit. Okay, now we're fitting flush. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and glue this because this needs some kind of protection. Did we decide it was going to have armor on it? Yes. Okay. It's going to have armor on it. That'll give it 16 damage points. All right, I'm going to go ahead and, while we're there, should have gone all the way through. Is it Black Friday yet? I want to buy a chair, the one that doesn't bitch as much. Of course, I'll probably just end up just trashing that one anyways. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. What's going on here? Is it all the way on the bottom again? There we go. It's a piece of shit because it was a cheap piece of shit. Alright, something like that. Let's see if we've got some armor plates for the sides there. That kind of match. Shit, I could have just used this, but there's no gun in the center, in the front. Shit, I like that. All right, that's what we're gonna use that. See if there's a second one of that one. Oh, I see something here. Does it have the rivets on it? Does not. It has the corrugated, which I like, but here we go. After this, we're basically going to be done with armor plates. We don't have any more. Hold on a second. Let me take some Advil. I'll be right back. Be right back, Justin. All right, that just came out of nowhere. I don't function well. If this was the Wastelands, what part would you be looking for? If this was the Wastelands, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. The Wastelands. That'd be a better name for the game, actually. Gaslands. I don't know. There's a lot of things I liked about the game. I like 95% of the game. But there's just some things that are like, no, I'm just not going to do that. You know, the team names are stupid. You know, in my opinion, I don't really, you know. But it's probably more than 95% of the stuff that I like, and it can be enhanced. And I don't want to start changing a bunch of stuff until we like played the game a lot, which we're on our way to doing that. But you know, like I want a team that's girls. Like, what's wrong with that? Well, that's not part of the spirit of the game. Whatever. I mean, you know, it's what, you don't want girls racing? You know, the whole Mars thing. That's just, you know. But there's a lot of things that I do like about it. But you know, I'm just waiting for somebody to say, you know, run games and be like, oh, well, you're not playing exactly by the rules. You're not really playing Gaslands. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I can call the game something reasonable, like Blastlands or something. But Wastelands would be better. What part would I be looking for? I don't know. Me personally, or like if this was in the Wastelands, what part am I looking for? I don't know. This thing's going to be pretty dirty. It's going to be pink, and we still want the little Barbie logo on there. But you know, basically the way I look at it is all these people are criminals of some form of another. You know, it's almost like gladiatorial combat. They're all bad folks. So we'll still do a morning show tomorrow, even though I have to take my car in for a PM. Actually, a little early, but I'm not going to get a chance to do it the next 2 weekends, I don't think. So go ahead and knock that out. You don't want to go over on the oil changes. I don't do them myself because it's just a pain in the ass. I don't have a lift. If I had a lift, I'd do it. Because you can get all the parts and filters and everything on Amazon, you know. Okay, we're going to have to cut some of the edge of this out. We can leave this slot. I'm going to need this guy right here. And we're going to need to move this stuff out of the way. This stuff that didn't make the cut. Stuff that didn't make the cut. All right. Let's see if we can fuck up our neck by it being at the wrong height. But I need to get above this. All right. So in here, we're going to want this slot in here. So we're going to need to cut, I'm going to say half this distance down. So I'm going to come in here and we're going to take half of this. All right, then we'll put this up against the rear view mirror and cut a little bit more off. Go right up to that rivet. Okay, so that's going to go like so. And then on the other side, I'm just going to do equivalently the same amount of meat next to this rivet, which is not much. Now let's see how this fits on here. And I really dislike some. I really am having a problem with super glue. I don't know why people love super glue so much. Mad Max Fury Road had a female character. Yeah, I haven't. I've never watched the first Mad Max. I tried to watch it. It's a little too dated. I haven't watched the new. Who's the main guy in the Mad Maxes? Is it that British guy? I know that really narrows it down. Tom Hardy, is Tom Hardy the main guy in those? Okay, this is perfect. Ay carajo. Okay, well, we'll just leave you alone until we're done with this. This is how we want it. We're gonna glue this like this. The problem with the super glues is I've got this one that doesn't glue fast enough. I've got the other one that glues too fast. Like you can't adjust it at all. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, that's gonna be good like that. So I need to take the other armor one and let's just make sure it fits the same way. If it does, we'll just cut the other one to be the same dimensions as this one. I think so. Where's the other plate? There we go. Tom Hardy. Yeah. I haven't seen it. I haven't tried to avoid it. I just didn't see it. I tried watching the Mel Gibson one, the real old one. I just found it too dated. I made it to about 10 minutes. Maybe even less than that. Like, I can't watch this. You know. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you who Mad Max is supposed to. Is Mad Max the main character or is Mad Max is the enemy? That's how little I know about it. Is Mad Max Tom Hardy's character, or is Mad Max some Jabba the Hutt type character, like the one that orchestrates everything? I just said Jabba the Hutt because it's like in the fucking desert. Jesus. Got the got the daughter and her friend are staying over for the weekend. They got a long weekend and hoping this coffee wakes me the hell up. It was way too early to be falling asleep. Well, maybe not so early now, but I was falling asleep at like 7. I'm like, that's just not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. Yeah. All of a sudden this chair just moved down. So basically the entire existence of this chair, I use it jacked all the way down. It's 18 inches to the seat, and it's basically 18 inches from the seat to here. And at that height, I basically can model all day long, and it doesn't really mess up your neck. Like I've been going for walks in the evening, trying to get some exercise, and like literally, I don't even go in the house. Like I go in and just start my walk, and I've stopped the urge to try to like surf while I'm walking, because then the next thing you know is you're all hunched over, and then you got neck problems, and then you have a headache because of the neck problems. So I'm like, I don't even take the phone off. It's like it's an opportunity to like practice some good posture. It's only 30 minutes, so I don't want to get all like head hurting because I'm hunched over. We all got enough hunched over activity. Yes, see, look, it dropped again. This chair is a pizza crap. It's funny. Its entire existence, I've basically used. There goes, just dropped another one. You get up at 9:30. Used to be 1 a.m. Yeah, it's not worth it. I'm not saying you're too old. It's just you've done it before, and it just fucks up your next day. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I'd stay up till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I would sleep in till 11. Like, frick, your day's over with, man. Like, game over, man. Game over. Yep, there it is. Dropped again. All right. So yeah, the problem with the super glue is you got the one that it's adjustable, so it takes too long to dry, and the other one like literally has you have no time to adjust it. So honestly, I probably prefer it taking a long time to dry because the whole stress of not being able to get it adjusted where you want to is is a real pain in the ass. So we're gonna put some glue here. Some glue at the top, and I fought the resistance. I fought the urge, not fought the resistance. I fought the urge to break more of these Hot Wheels up open. I'm like, I got enough stuff here on the table to work on. Maybe when I get down to 2 or 3 of them, go to bed 9:30, 3 a.m. Back then for me too. Yeah, it's not that you're too old. It's just this isn't worth it. You stay up on a Saturday night. It makes sense to me is waking up at the same time every day. Then you don't dread work day. Just imagine if you could if you slept in on Saturday and Sunday, right? And then a work day you got to wake up early. Like you're really gonna hate a work day even more, right? There's no reason to put yourself through all that. I think I'm gonna hold this for a little bit, see if this thing behaves. Yeah, we've done that. It's like, okay, well, I go to sleep whenever I want. All right, cool. I'll go to bed early. I used to be a night owl, not anymore. Nope. Shit, not for decades. It's been like 20. I've been 20 years basically waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning now. Wake up on a Sunday, it'd be noon. Your weekend's gone. Then you can't fall asleep the next morning, the next night. Ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. Look out for the Bimbo Bummer. Bimbo, we got it. To party a lot, got old and tiring. Yep. I'll tell you what I dislike the most about partying or going out. And this is true. This is I seriously still feel this way about it. That last call is you don't you're supposed to only be able to drink till 2. Well, last call is like at 12:45, and like people are like, oh, it doesn't get happening until like 12:30. I'm like, yeah, the place is freaking closing now. I don't understand it. Like I get it, you don't want to get there at 7 8 p.m., but what's wrong with getting there at 9:30? Well, that's too early. I said, well, what? And I never understood that. I never understood that. It's not like you can sit there and party all night, you know. Go to some place and it's going to be closed in no time. This is just insolent about gluing itself down. And I really don't like going out on Friday night. Like this night, no. I'm burned out. I'm tired. I just want to get this. I want to get this stuff done for preparation for tomorrow morning. Yeah, see, it's not. It's not gluing there. All right. How about we do this? How about we screw with this thing? The way we're going to screw this is we'll put the glue in from the inside. See, it's already in the position it needs to be. We'll just put the glue in from the inside. Okay? And we'll do the same thing over here. Hold that a little bit. Did a lot of biker bars. Takes a toll on your body. Did you fit in a biker bar? I could just picture like every single movie. You know, I like bars. I just don't like people at bars. You know, I just don't like people that are like, you know, they're there every night. And, you know, I'm an alcohol friendly type person, but I basically never drink. All right, so we got that there. We got that there. The front, if I do want to use this, this can easily glue in place. I think I'm going to do it. I'm not going to use the adjustable one. We'll see how this works out. Okay, so it's looking something like this. You fit it in. I would not fit at a biker bar. There's a lot of like little bars and stuff like that I'll go by, and I notice like in Florida, maybe not in Michigan, but in Florida, you see one of those places and it's like, why is the door open like all the time? Yeah, because there's no air conditioning. They want to save on air conditioning. It's like, what do you think you are, a Chinese restaurant that have the damn door open all day long? Like, I don't want to go in a place like that. I got a couple places that have 0 windows. You know, you don't know what the hell's going on in there. You know, they could be doing each other's nails or, you know, or doing something else. Okay, there is a roof thing. I'm gonna cover that with something. I don't know that I have something to cover it with, but might just cut a piece of plastic and put it over it. I don't really want the look of this to be all like disheveled. Like it needs to be able to like, you know, like go in combat and win a race and stuff. You know, they have a thing. They have the bikers have a thing for strip clubs. I haven't been in a strip club since probably 1991 or 92. 92 might be a stretch, but I don't think I've ever been in a strip club since I've had a car. I honestly don't know how strip clubs even stay in business. You just go on the internet and, look at whoever you want. It doesn't cost anything. If that's your thing. We have the only strip club we have here that's local is basically doesn't serve any alcohol. So like, who wants to be there sober? Like, that's weird. That's weird on several levels. Okay, we'll cut this down a little bit. We'll just take a little bit at a time. We'll just put this plate over it. Gotta keep the bimbos sealed in there, we don't want them bimbos falling out. A strip club in 22 years, yeah. Not worth it. 22, so that'd be what, 2003? So yeah, something like that. We're going to glue that down, but I'm not going to use the one that glues instantaneously, or I'm going to screw myself. This will be all prepared so that in the morning, I may prime these so that we're ready to go, but we're not going to add any of the pink paint to it. Okay. We're going to leave this one in the back open, like they can travel in there and, shoot out. It does have a 360-degree view. It's going to have a truck is 3 people? I think it's 3 people. 3 folks. The lady driver and 2 backseat drivers. Well, that's going to be fun. I just wait for somebody to get upset. Blondes aren't bimbos. Well, the bitch that drives this thing is. She named it. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I needed to take my contacts out. I went to the bathroom and got involved in something else. Okay. Alright, yeah, I needed to take my contacts out because I'm getting into this area where I need to be able to see when I go to prime. I don't want to mess up the pink because then I just have to fix it again. So, sides are good. We got reinforcing there. We got some on the front. Okay, good. The mortar is going to be back here, but it is 360. It is going to be turreted, and I don't really want to glue things down that are turreted. I just don't like doing that. I also don't feel like I need to put a little magnet on it. I think just put a little dab that stickum works great, and you could just do that with it. And so is there any reason I need to glue this down? Probably. If I need to get to the inside, you can still see some of the inner workings here through here, through the cabin. So I don't think I need to paint any of this stuff. So let's go ahead and get let's get rid of the cutting mat. And get some primer out here and prime all these gray things in black. So we'll be ready to rock and roll in the morning. Do you put a mushroom ornament on your Christmas tree? No. What's that mean? Does it mean you do shrooms? No, we don't. We have ornaments that are all from different things that have significance. So we have one Christmas tree, and by the way, we're going to do that on Monday because like Thanksgiving is like really, really late. And there's going to be a week there where the wife's going to be gone in December, and I'm like, might as well enjoy it. The daughter's here. That's something we want to do, so we're going to probably do that on Monday. And because she's got to go back to college and stuff. But we have ornaments that have all kinds of different significances that, if you go to somewhere, you pick one up, on trips and stuff like that. What's a mushroom? Mushroom ornament on a Christmas tree. I've never even heard of that. Is that like a Christmas pickle? Mushroom ornament Christmas. Yeah, what is that? I mean, this is cool. I mean, some mushroom things are like, man, that's awfully hippie. This is a cool lamp. I don't know if it wouldn't go on my house, but that's cool. Growing up in the 70s, Tiffany lamps are kind of cool. They can also be kind of cheesy if they're not done right, but lucky mushroom ornament. Well, this little guy's cute. That's cute. Oh, why'd you change on me, you son of a bitch? All right, here we go. That's cute. What, for good luck? No, they're cute. Oh, these velvet ones are cute. Now, mushrooms are, I know when my daughter was little, we'd see little mushrooms that would grow, whatever. I guess maybe they grow from the droppings of birds or something like that. They're in grass, whatever. You'd be a little clump of mushrooms, and it was like we always would say that's where little toads lived underneath there, as we like toads. We have really cute toads here in Florida. I know there's ugly looking toads. The ones we have around here are super cute. I really like frogs and toads. I don't want them all over me. I don't want them in the house, but. There's some animals that, we like more than others. Birds of prey, we like all we're a fan of birds of prey. Again, I don't want them in the house. I don't have any small pets that would eat, so, I was out walking on the way home. When I got home and I went walking, which I've done 4 out of the 5 days this week. I didn't do it that one day because I just got here too late, and I don't want to do it in the dark. Because the next thing you know, if I'm gonna walk around in the dark, I'm gonna be armed, and I don't want to walk around armed. You know, just from a coyote or something like that. You know, not worried about people. I don't live in a dangerous neighborhood. I know it can happen anywhere. I don't. I've got too many Gladys Kravitz old people. You know, they tattle on anybody. You know, they're all, they got nothing better to do. But every day this week, except one, I went out walking. And there's this one house that has these two dogs that is rambunctiously loud. You know, and it's just, and I came to realize they don't let the dogs come out and play. That's what it is. They're not really like aggressive. They're just like, hey, get me the fuck out of here. Get me out of here. And then they were setting the other dogs off, you know, because I live in a neighborhood that's rural. It just has 1 acre lots. You know, it's like a suburban neighborhood, but it just has 1 acre lots. So, yeah, I'm glad I don't live on that road. That would be a pain in the ass. You know, anytime anybody would walk in front of that house, the dogs go off and have to listen. You know, I'm like, holy crap, that would get old. That would get really old. The other morning, I guess was it Wednesday morning? Wasn't yesterday morning. Because yesterday night I brought it up. Well, it could have been yesterday morning. Anyways, it was like 5:30 in the morning, and I heard like the loudest fucking sound. It sounded like a plane that was going down. Like flying like really low to the ground. Like, you know, we don't have any windows open or anything, so it's really, really loud. Just waiting for somebody to crash into the fucking house. I mean, there's no airport anywhere near here. And we have pine trees that are pretty darn tall. You go crop dusting somewhere else. I always had a fake Christmas tree growing up. And then when I got married, we're like, oh, we'll do a real tree. And we did for several years till they got too expensive. And you got to throw it away. And you know. So I do like the idea of a real tree, but they're just too damn expensive. You know, and we don't have any vehicles that can really carry them. You know, I don't have a roof rack on my car. I wish, but I don't. And I still wouldn't want to put it on the roof of my car. And my wife doesn't have a roof rack either. So, mushroom has a connection with pine tree and Santa and the magic mushroom, which is a Christmas mushroom. Huh, I didn't know about that. Magic, it's the magic mushrooms, man. Whoa. Yeah, you see Santa fly? So mushrooms are something that I've always liked. I'm talking about the ones you're supposed to be eating, right? But lately, I don't care for them if they're not cooked. If they're cooked, they're great. But raw, they just don't have enough taste. I don't hate them. I just don't think they're worth eating. So I'm good about food. I mean, I don't have issues with vegetables. When I was little, I guess I was scrawny ass skinny. Little, like, 5, 6 years old. They made me eat canned beets, and I fucking hated those things. I probably wouldn't think they're that bad now. Remolacha, as they call them in Spanish. Hated those damn things. It even sounds like a bad word. Remolacha, like, ooh, who the fuck wants to put that in your mouth? It's like a disease. Guy's got severe remolacha going on. Something to make you shit yourself or something. Yeah, I don't have an issue with any vegetables. There's meats and stuff I won't eat. No, I'm not eating snails. I'm not eating any bugs. Oh, they're good for you. They're a delicacy. Well, take them back to the fucking country they're from. We don't eat that here. Go away. That was my biggest problem when I went to my last trip to Mexico. I went to a part of Mexico where it was like a delicacy, to eat whatever it was that they ate. They had grasshoppers and ham. I'm not talking about a place by the side. I'm talking about like a nice restaurant. Oh, here's this dish and it's seasonal because it's made with this certain kind of ants. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! Don't make me bring my ancestors back with more Spanish steel. Straighten you guys out. I'm not eating that stuff. I'm not eating. What are those? I was gonna say croissants. Yeah, I'll eat the hell out of croissants. The little French snails, escargot. I'm not eating that shit. What'd I do wrong? I really don't like meat that's gamey until I had that elk pizza in Canada. That was the fucking bomb right there. We all enjoyed that. That was the bomb. There was some good food on that trip. There was some damn good food on that trip. You like wild game? I can't say that I've ever been a fan of it. I'm glad they hunt it because otherwise more cars would be freaking hitting that on the side of the road. I don't want to hit any of that stuff, but it's an acquired taste, and I haven't acquired it. I can't like everything. I gotta leave some other things for some people to like. Heck, I don't even like the taste of veal. All right, I know we're done with the coffee. Maybe we'll get a refill on the tea. Can finish priming this little guy out. Let's make sure we get the right glasses now. Here we go. Be right back. Here's a question for you. What's the thing that you've eaten that you dislike the most? It's an easy one for me. It's an easy one for me because I was tricked. 'Cause I was always one that was like, my mom was like, It's on your plate, you gotta eat it. So, I had to learn how to eat things that I didn't necessarily want. And I went to this party, this adult party, and no, I don't mean anything kinky. It was just adults, right? My parents' age. And like, oh, try this. And I put it in my mouth, and it's the most horrible thing I've ever put in my mouth. I'm like, what the hell is it? Blood sausage. I'm like, fuck that. I said, it tastes like somebody else's scab. I want to eat that crap. What was the question? What's the most disgusting thing you've eaten? What's the thing? Not necessarily disgusting. What's the most, the most foul tasting thing you've eaten? Food wise. Don't go there. Blood sausage for me. I don't know why anybody would eat that. Well, you don't want to waste any parts of the animal. It's like, oh, that's fine. I won't eat animals then. I mean, if that's how you're going to be, I won't. I don't eat animals. Now, the vegan thing, forget it. I don't care if we molest animals, right? Squirt stuff out of them when we eat that stuff. Okay? Don't take away my cheese, man. Brussels sprouts. Why do people dislike Brussels sprouts? So let's start off. I actually like them. They're cute as hell. Okay? They really are cute. And you're not a unique disliking Brussels sprouts. Lots of people dislike them. I think my daughter doesn't like them. I can't remember if she does or not. And food that you would have at school, not that you would have Brussels sprouts at school. That's too fancy. But you can't say, I dislike spinach because I grew up having it in school. The vegetables they give you in school are just hot garbage. They're just hot. They're just terrible. They're terrible tasting. No wonder nobody wants to eat vegetables because you're having school vegetables. They're god awful. Lots of people dislike Brussels sprouts, and I don't understand because they're cute. Put some olive oil on them. Put them in the air fryer. Olive oil and a little bit of salt and pepper in the air fryer, and they're great. They're like little cabbages. I can't say I dislike any vegetables. Can't really. If I do, then I don't. The only thing close to a vegetable that I dislike is tofu. Soybeans are great. You make them a paste, they're just terrible. They're absolutely terrible. Oh, beans. I don't like baked beans. They're not horrible though. They just taste. I don't like the taste they have. I could eat them. But it's funny, I remember being a kid and having a TV dinner, back when they were called TV dinners. And you get the Hungry Man one. And one of them was like beans and franks or something like that. I guess I liked that as a kid. It looks terrible. It's like slop. Slop to give you in like prison. And I don't know how long it's been since they were called TV dinners, but it's stuck in my head. I always call them TV dinners. See what kind of TV dinners they have there. Oh, let's not put our finger there and then transfer that everywhere else, dumbass. It's Duma, not when you do stuff like that. It's dumbass. You like beans, but not string beans. Okay. I don't like baked beans. It's just baked beans I don't care for. As a general rule. And all these parts that we're priming black will end up being some form of pink. That's what the intent is going to be. Internet acted okay, or is it being a little bitch like it was yesterday? Not that there's anything I can do about it. Nothing else comes to mind that was just so horrible I wouldn't eat it again. Nothing. Unless you consider anything with ketchup on it. Like, fuck that. I ain't eating no ketchup. God, I hate that stuff. I can't even stand it when somebody else is near me eating it. That's the smell that bothers me. And it's gotta be the vinegar and the sugar in it mixing together, creating that potent stank. Because it's not the tomato part. The tomato part is like great. Going to go way out here in the north. Taking a long trip. Man, it must get really dark really early where you're at, like 4 or something like that. 45 degrees tonight. That's perfect. 45 degrees is what I like is when it's 45 degrees in the daytime. The other day, when we started getting the cool nights or the cooler nights, the nights that are in, like the 50s and stuff like that, which, we have now. And it was like near sundown, and I saw these people walking, and they were wearing literally fur coats, and it was 60 something. And I'm like, what kind of a candy ass are you? You know? First of all, you're like walking, so you're like exercise, and it's not like it's even windy. I don't really live in a windy place. That's the other reason that Florida's so damn hot. Unless you're on the coast, generally not windy. I'm wearing a full fucking fur coat. Like, what's wrong with these people? I get cold. I get cold all the time. Oh, my feet are too cold. I can't fall asleep. Man, when I'm cold, I sleep like a baby. I can't fall asleep if I'm too freaking hot. Gets dark at 5. Okay, so not too bad. Good internet? Oh, you get good internet. Yeah, we've got, we had DSL forever. We didn't get DSL until like the last, we didn't get like cable until like the last, we didn't get good internet at the old house until the last 2 years we were there. And then having the struggle of just dealing with getting used to having something shitty. Because we live in a rural area now. It's not that rural. It's not like I'm on a dirt road or anything or don't have neighbors. But the internet that's out here is not good. So we actually went to, we run it's a little box, looks like a boom box, and it's through T-Mobile that our cell phones are with. And it works Well, it was acting up the other day, but all of them can act up. It's been really reliable. I really have no complaints about it. It streams multiple TVs at once. Women wear fur coats when it's 3 degrees too. Yeah, well, I don't think they were wearing really fur coats, but like a parka type thing. Like it's like 62, dude. Like, wuss. You freaking wuss. Man, when it's cold, I want to be outside. Okay. Yeah, I'm fading. I'm fading faster than shit. Let's not forget to do the mortar. That's gonna rain on my parade if I forget to do that. Okay, and then this one armored support thing here on the side. You ever feel -4 degrees weather? No. I think the coldest I've ever been is probably single digits. Probably been in single digits. And I was fine with it. I mean, you got to be covered up, you know. Um, I just don't like cold weather when it's dry. I can't deal with the dryness. No. You ever feel 120-degree weather? I I don't complain about being cold, especially if it's here. Our cold days aren't really cold for you, but our cold days, like when they're in the 20s and stuff like that, the sky is beautiful. There's not a single cloud in the sky, so you want to be outside. But I think probably the coldest I've been in is probably single digits. Probably something like 9 or something like that. You know, Fahrenheit. That I don't do Celsius temperature. I I gotta estimate and figure out about how long it is. A fat formula is too complicated to do in your head. Felt 110. Oh, I'm at 120. Yeah, it's still the worst part's the bugs that go with it. They drive you mad. The hottest you probably been in is maybe 95 or something like that. That's just another day in paradise here. Summer sunsets are beautiful. It was like warm and chilly. Yeah, the problem is if you go outside here, might there be the humidity, it might be the pollen, maybe a combination of the both. You end up stinking. You smell like outside. Whether or not you've washed. feel your skin falling asleep. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. God. Yeah, and I could deal with those temperatures. What I wouldn't be able to deal with is like, all right, well, we gotta clear the snow off of our driveway. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that shit. All right, folks. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. If you hottest in Michigan, 94, low 67. That's just an average spring day for us. All right, folks. We'll catch you on the next.